Welcome back to the Asylum.
I'm Kane.
And I'm Deshaun.
And we are the Arkham Inmates. And we have just gotten out of James Gunn's Superman. And oh, man.
Fucking great movie.
Amazing. We knew it. We fucking knew it. We knew it way back on the first trailer that this movie was going to be fucking peak. This movie was, oh, dude, I cannot begin, like, the excitement, honestly. I was so pumped up to see this.
I think in the, like, I want to say real quick that the trailer, even the first major trailer that dropped,
right,
it was all basically shit from the beginning, so it didn't even really give a lot.
That's what I was telling you, like, when we were at the theater, we, like, if you guys seen our out-of-theater reaction, we kind of talked about it, how, like, this movie is, like, if you're a Superman fan, you're gonna fucking love this movie, but a lot of the stuff in the trailer is just, like, clips, really. Like, the whole movie as a whole is just so fucking good. It's so just...
Can you say wholeheartedly best Superman movie you've seen?
Yes.
Me too.
1000%, because it is so Superman, which we will get into when we break this whole movie down. But just for the non-spoiler review, just like how it is right now, like before we get into all that and breaking the movie down, like if you are a Superman fan, you will love this movie. Like, I don't see any doubt. Like, and I know there's some creators that are Snyder fans, and that there are some people that believe that Henry Cavill cannot be replaced. And I even saw a thing on Facebook. They were trying to do a petition on the release date tomorrow, we went premiere night. So tonight, right now, we're filming this premiere night. Oh yeah, we're gonna break down this movie. This was gonna be a long review, but just to keep it non-spoiler, visuals amazing, story pacing great. It is a 2-hour movie.
Disagree.
Really?
The pacing felt just a little longer for me.
I enjoyed it, honestly.
I felt it a little bit more.
Didn't drag at all for me.
I felt a little bit of it. That's what we'll get. It went from a 10 to a 9 only because of that.
Oh, mine's still a 10.
Mine's 9, but it's very close to a 10.
9.5 then?
9.5.
Okay. Mine's still a 10. It just hit everything that I wanted when we saw the trailers. The first one with Crypto, and then everything with Lex Luthor, and I mean, Nicholas Hoult as Lex is insane.
Fucking crazy,
insane.
Dude.
We will break that down too. Insane. I will say perfect Lex Luthor.
Yes, dude.
He's the perfect. I mean, honestly, David's Superman is perfect. He's my Superman. Like, I don't want to make it sound like that, but that's my Superman. That's just exactly how it is, and we will break it down of why we think so. But if you're going to go see this, and this should come out this Monday that's coming up, so that'll be opening weekend's over, so that'll be mainly, most fans would see it. But if you haven't, and you want to wait till, like, a fucking cheaper day or do anything, like, go see it. See it in theaters. I would also suggest see it in IMAX. This is a beautiful movie. And keeping it non-spoiler, like, the ending is great. It lands well. We get to see all the dynamics flushed out. It doesn't feel packed. It doesn't feel...
It's just a Superman movie. It doesn't, like, set anything up or anything like that. It's
that's
just
another thing.
Superman.
Great. Yeah, the end credit scenes don't really lead to anything crazy of, like, ooh, what's gonna happen in the future?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like if you're following Gunn and you're following his vision, then you know of the projects that are coming. There is something at the end of the movie that is before the credits that we were like, oh, that was nice to see. But we'll get into that breakdown. But overall, I think 10 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. Right now, if you have not seen it, don't watch, because we're gonna yank this thing apart because it is fucking phenomenal. But yeah, so spoiler warning ahead. You've been warned. So now, getting into it. So we're going to go by the movie. So, the movie starts off with this. I think it's a great choice of exposition. Where I had to read it to you just because your eyes are very in movies.
Well, I don't bring my glasses.
Bring your glasses,
because I don't need, like, I can see big shit, but if there's subtitles for something, I'm not reading it.
Yeah. So I was reading a lot in this movie because there's a lot of, like, different languages and other things that are happening. But the movie starts off with this great thing that Gunn does, where he'll set up a lot of exposition, so you don't need to waste time. So there is no, like, him crashing to Earth. There is no raising it. Like, we don't need none of that. It immediately starts with, it goes 3 centuries ago, like, Krypton, was like, it does this whole thing. Oh, Krypton was, like, this big thing, and then this alien or whatever, right? Like, all this stuff is happening. Then, like, 3 decades ago, Superman crash landed on Earth, and then it said 3 years ago. So I think this is 3 years in. So 3 years ago, it said Clark Kent takes on the role of Superman and has now shown himself to the world. So this is his first couple years of being Superman, which is I think was great. Then it goes 3 weeks ago. There was a war, blah blah blah, that's going on with the movie. Like that's the main movie's like plot point is that there's this war that's going on between these outside countries, and then 3 days ago, like Superman gets involved, stops the war and everything, and then it goes from 3 decades, it's all 3, and then it goes into 3 hours ago, Superman got into a fight with the metahuman hammer of Hawana. It was
I forgot about that.
The hammer of Hawana then. But, well, we'll get into why that didn't really matter. But and then it goes 3 minutes ago. It said, and it ended with Superman lost a battle for the first time. Yeah. Which is so good. So it starts with the opening from that first trailer where he hits the ground and it's this big thing. He's bleeding and he calls Crypto. So we could skip a lot of this. Like he calls Crypto. Crypto takes him to the Fortress of Solitude. Beautiful, by the way. I love it. Rises out of the ground.
And I like the robots very much. Oh,
dude, love the automatons. Also, Crypto is probably the best part of this movie. They really killed it. I think he's probably like top 3 best things about this movie.
It could have arguably be overdone, or do you think it was perfect amount?
Exact perfect amount. If anything, I would say like where you're about to spill the water out of the cup, right there. Yeah. It was the perfect amount, and every time, and they gave enough room between each time. So they drag him in. The automatons pick him up. We all saw this, and then they actually changed a lot of stuff, which I'm glad because the original trailer didn't show this, but they go in and we get to see more of this fortress. Looks great. Crypto's destroyed everything, which is great. He's this rambunctious dog.
Get to see his parents'
message, which is really cool. And we'll get to that, but they change a dynamic with that, which actually I liked by the end of the movie.
I did like that.
But the girl with the spinny saw hands, her name's the Engineer. She's one of Lex's like henchmen with Ultraman, and so she's like on the ground, like in Antarctica, finding the Fortress of Solitude for Lex to break in, while Clark goes back to the city of Metropolis to fight Hammer of Juan, or what, Hammer of the country's name or whatever. And
this is all set up by Lex.
It's all, dude, Lex. Oh, we'll get to that. But so basically, he gets healed. He's like 83%. The automatons are like, you need more. And he's just like, no, I got this. And then they have this funny moment with Crypto, and he's like, no, stay, Crypto, stay. Like, there's a lot of funny dad humor to this, which I think completed it. And then we get the first flight, like, and I thought it looked great. The flying, the speed of it.
It looked better than the thing, than the meme that everybody was
with the eyes and everything. So. It looked great. And then it gets into the title card where he's flying and the camera pans to his chest, and then it opens up. And I noticed that you said something, right? You're like, oh, okay, that was cool. Like, it pans from his chest. The suit, by the way.
What's way better in the movie, I feel like, what's more complete whenever it's in action.
And the colors are charged up a bit. Like it looks so good. It goes from the title card, so Superman, and then it goes to the armored Hammer of the Dew, whatever.
And then we see that Lex, it's set up by Lex, and he's reading off like special moves to his computer guys because he's memorized his entire fight set.
You know what it reminded me of? And you might
Captain America Civil War?
No. It reminded me of Real Steel.
Okay.
Whenever they're shadow boxing and he's doing left hook, right up head. That's what I got the feeling of. Because Lex has this like 6 different dudes at monitors, and he's got 9A, 9B, and he's like, he's hitting everything, and it kind of just shows his obsession already. Yeah. And they even have this little funny moment. They do this in gun movies all the time, where they have side characters like explain things, and especially in Guardians of the Galaxy, it's a gun thing, really. And he'll be like, wow, he knows every move that Superman's gonna do, and then next character's like, he's really obsessed with him, and the next character's like, he's been studying him for years, like.
So yeah, we get to see that, and then
Lex super obsessive.
Yeah, it's just insane.
Yeah.
So what was after that?
He slams him down, and it goes into the other part of the trailer we've seen.
Yeah, where the guy helps the hot dog guy. And
that guy's a G. We'll get to that.
He jumped in there, said, Superman, I got you. And then Superman was like, you guys need to get out of here. He's like, no, you've helped us so much. It's our turn to help you.
Yeah, because when he goes down, the Hammer's like, this is a warning. And then he leaves.
He goes back to Luthor Court.
Yeah. No. He goes to like weird beaches of where the military base
But that's
is
where they have it set up, the Luther Court Beach thing.
Oh, yeah, so then they get it set up, right? And then we get to see this one shot, which looks great. He, like, goes down and walks in, and they do the boom tubes.
Yep,
they did the boom tubes. I feel like, I don't know what video or what thing we watched, too. I swear I called that. Because I even tapped you, I'm like, because I even said, whenever we saw that weird portal thing or whatever, I'm like, do you think that's the boom tube? And you're like, I don't know if they're going to do that already. They did! Also, do you think that, I mean, this might be a little far-fetched. Do you think that Lex in this movie might be working on the boombox? On the boom tube? To go to different dimensions, which leads to Darkseid?
I don't know. I feel like that'd be
I mean,
really
he's got
early.
all these heroes, like...
I know, but I feel like that'd be early.
Yeah, but, like, maybe just a little, like, James Gunn's trying to set something up of, like, he's working on a boom tube. Because how else is all these monsters coming to Metropolis?
Yeah, that is facts.
They set up the boom tube, and I fucking called it because that's one of Lex's biggest... Like, creations is the boom tube of going to different dimensions, and they use that a lot in the Justice League stuff. But...
That was our first time seeing the pocket dimension he
created. Oh, dude, we'll get to that. That was really cool.
So he goes through that, and then...
They travel across the globe in that. So he's got it all around the globe. Like, Lex is very powerful in this movie. And so, we see that it's Ultraman in disguise, and we see that Lex is basically has his hands in every fucking crevice of all this stuff. And then we can skip a little bit. A lot of it's kind of like just like more visuals, and then we get to this point where
Lois and Clark interview.
Yeah. So is that before we meet Rick Flag and all them? Because
oh yeah, no, we do meet Rick Flag.
Yeah, because it goes to Lex. After that. Yeah, because it goes to Lex talking about his team, which is called the Planet Watch, the Planetary Watch. Something like that, the Space Watch or whatever. But it's like Ultraman, the engineer, and then all of his robots. Yeah. So he's saying that we should replace Superman with my team because they can be controlled, whereas Superman is a loose cannon.
And he's also trying to convince them to build a case against Superman to bring him in for some type of question.
Because he ultimately wants to kill him, take him out completely. Well, they want to have. I mean, it's kind of like Man of Steel. They want to keep him under the government's wraps.
But they're not going for it.
No.
So then after that...
He then turns into Clark Kent. He's like moving through. We see the trailer stuff. He's very quirky. I love when he walks through and he's like, hey, loser. And he's like, hey, Greg. Like, totally... They play it so well that, you wouldn't see that Superman. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they actually have a nice comic thing about that. I don't know if you picked up on the hypno glasses. Yeah. And we meet Jimmy. I thought it was perfect Jimmy, by the way.
That's a good Jimmy.
Perfect Jimmy. Yeah. Lois Lane killed it. I forgot her name. Perfect Lois. I think this whole cast is perfect. Everything in it is just so fun, and everyone just plays their role perfectly. You even said it, the chemistry between Lois and Clark.
That's why I want to get to, like, so once we get to that interview, it's just...
Well, she walks into the house and you already see he's cooking breakfast for dinner. Yeah. He's like, he picks her up and it's such a couple thing, puts her on the counter. They start making out, but it's like, it's such a normal thing. Yeah, like you can tell they've been together for so long. And
well, they haven't even been together that long in this. It was 3 months in, I think he said.
3 months in?
Yeah, they said it was a couple months. No, it was only.
Well, the chemistry was there. It felt, it was strong. And
yeah, because you remember at the end of the movie, Perry's like, how long they been hooking up after that?
Oh,
big
3 months. Yeah. So, then we get there, and then he finally says, you know what, I'll let you, like, interview me. And then we get to the trailer part, where he starts getting frustrated because
and that was such a good fucking... the acting alone between those two was so good.
So good. Because it felt real, dude.
Yeah, the scene work was
Gunn
awesome.
knows... And here's the thing. This is written and directed by James Gunn.
Yeah.
And I will always stand on this hill. Gunn's a phenomenal writer first. His writing is amazing, and that's what he cares about. He even said before this movie even got greenlit, he said that no movie or show or anything will be given the green light without a great script.
Yeah.
And he brought it, delivered it.
Yep.
The trailer shows a good in between of it, but like, it's a great back and forth because he starts losing the whole I'm Superman, and then he starts going into Clark, and then he starts going to, well, Lois, you can't keep that on record, or you can't do that. And they have these funny moments where, like, people are tweeting, and she's like, oh, well, you say that you never read the mean comments, but a lot of people are calling you, like, super shit. And then he's like, Lois, you know how that makes me feel. Like, It's so...
And then there's also the thing where you tell someone, like, your significant other something in confidence. Like, at first, he wasn't going to mention that he had a one-on-one with the president of the country that he
Exactly.
invaded. And she brought that up. He's like, that was between us. And she's like, well, I'd bring it up regardless if you talk to him or not.
An answer or not. Yeah.
Before
But he's upset because he's like, why would you... And he's like, fine, we'll talk about it. And he gets so frustrated because she's looking at everything from a logical standpoint of laws, legal stuff, being human. And he gets literally to the point where he's yelling at her and as Superman, but he's also Clark. And he's just like, I don't represent anyone, I represent me. And we saw that in the trailer. He's like, people are going to die. But she's like, you can't just, like, they live under tyranny. This country is invading them because they want to make them a part of their country. Like, and he's like, stop the recording, stop the recording. He's like, you know they have ill intentions. She's like, oh, I know, but I don't know for sure. Like, you can have the feeling, but...
It's got to be factual.
When you're like a god to these people, you can't just go on a feeling because you might fuck shit up. And
she made up the good point of him doing the same shit to the president because he put him into a cactus. And
that's one thing. My brother made a good point. He said Superman wouldn't do that, and I kind of agree.
I do agree.
When he said, "Oh, I put his back to a cactus," and I said, "If we might have to have a strong talk." Now, Superman does threaten people. He says, "I will be back here," because he knows that people are gonna be like, "All right, I'm not fucking with Superman." But he never like means any intent. But he said that he put him against a cactus.
Like torture.
A little bit of torture. And Lois calls him out. She's like, so torture. He's like, it wasn't torture, but he kind of blows it off. But I will say, he is 3 months in. He makes mistakes. I feel like that's the type of movie Gunn wanted to make.
Not 3 months in. That's a relationship 3 months in.
He's 3 years in. But it's one of those things where, like, I don't think Superman would do that. That's a little bit weird. But, you know, I'll let it slide.
Batman kills people. No,
I don't think it ruins the movie, though. I don't think it makes it... It was a little thing of like, whoa, all right, Clark. But it just shows his morality can sway. Now, it's not as bad as Man of Steel, like, type shit, but he's very... and we'll get to his morality. His Boy Scoutness is off the chains. He's perfect Superman. So, they have this argument, and then they leave like a relationship. It felt real, where she was like, I can't do this anymore. And he's like, what does that mean? And you have that long silence, and it's a one take, and he's like, Lois, what does that mean? Because he loves her, but he doesn't want to say it at that point, and he leaves. One thing on my brain while you're thinking that, I want to say this before it leaves my brain. And this is a huge point on why I love this and not really love Man of Steel or the way that Snyder did Superman. Not once was he mentioned as a god, a false god, or a type of god. Like, there was no godly... No one looked at him like, oh, a god, let's pray to him, let's all put our hands upon him. Like, there was no godly figures. He was just a metahuman, and he was just the most powerful thing on the planet, but we're all looking at him like, what's he gonna do next? Is he gonna be here to save? Like, he wasn't a savior, you know what I mean? It wasn't a Jesus figure, like how he was in Snyder. I really love that they didn't do that. So they pull up to the fortress, and no one knows it yet. I mean, me and him knew it immediately, but she's like, how can we get in? Like, no way. And he's like, oh, you think little of me or whatever. He's like, you think so little. And he like turns, he does the Tony Stark thing, he goes, voila, and it rises, and we're like, oh, how does he get in? And
it's Ultraman.
We know why Ultraman, which, you know, spoiler, here it comes. He's the clone of Superman, but that's in the comics. We already know that.
They get in, they get the information they need.
They fuck up the automatons. They fuck everything up. And then Crypto fucking got a couple swings in on Engineer, but then
fucking kidnap him.
So she has these nanites, is what he said, or nanobite, nanotech, and she like can basically suffocate you. It's
wrap
crazy.
Around your head.
She was suffocating the dog. It was pretty hefty. He hooks into the computer.
Yeah, that's.
And
starts getting the information
downloading everything
of the parents' message to him, and it was only halfway
before
there, and then the strip
it was corrupted.
And then she salvages it, and it gets interpreted fully, basically saying that Kal-El was sent to this planet to kind of rule over whoever disagreed with him.
Viltrumites.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, hey...
Use your fists and rule them with strength kind of thing. And anyone who disagrees with you, just...
It was a good play on that, because you and me are like, fuck, no way, they would not say that. But they did. They played on that well, and it winds up being a great ending to the movie, which we'll get to, but...
Then now Lex has all the evidence he needs.
And well, he was looking for a way to kill Superman, but he was like, oh, wait, I could destroy his image.
Right now, it's a long game, so he wants to kill Superman, but right now he needs evidence to convince these council members to bring Superman in. So that's the whole point of this.
But while this is happening,
the monster.
There's a monster. So the kaiju that's in the trailer, he's actually a tiny little kaiju. I thought that was great. So so now that we know that this pocket dimension is opening, he can go anywhere. And Luthor steals this little monster that apparently the more it eats, the bigger it gets. And it's so funny because he's in this little crate.
Yeah, they release it at night, and he's just a little guy.
He's this tiny little thing, and he's just
it's
running around.
Morning time, and the Superman, whatever, sun. And then you just see this big-ass Godzilla-looking monster.
Shooting flames and everything. And this is getting to my favorite part of the movie. So Superman's now distracted because Luthor's at the Fortress of Solitude. But Clark doesn't know that. So we get introduced to the Justice League. They're called the Justice Gang, which is funny. It's a joke. But very quickly. I didn't think we'd get him that quick. But
before we do, it's just Superman solo for a little bit.
So the big monster is in the middle of this giant park. And he's fucking shit up. And in Superman, we get this, I wouldn't call it a montage, but we just get this awesome moment of him saving so many things.
The first thing that got saved was it was gonna step, and he goes like this, and there's a dog, and he has to blow the dog and get it away because it won't leave. So then after that, it was.
I will say real quick before that, did they do that? I'm not trying to keep comparing this to Man of Steel, but Man of Steel is probably the other biggest Superman film closest to it. Did they ever use his breath?
No, not really.
In Man of Steel, of even ice breath or anything like that?
I don't remember nothing.
I don't remember Cavill doing that. But like you said, so he's holding the foot.
And then he uses ice breath to not freeze it, just blow it away.
Blow the dog away.
And the next save was he punched it, and it was gonna go back into a building.
Yes, and this is where I said, and I literally said in videos before trailers where we were watching buildings fall, and I literally said, I'm like, the main reason I don't like Snyder's verse
is because he destroys everything.
He destroyed Metropolis. Like, fighting Zod destroyed so much.
I made a joke when we pulled up to the movie theater because I was thinking of the saying, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman, and then I go, oh shit, is that Henry Cavill Superman? Oh, we're all gonna fucking die!
There goes 6 skyscrapers. I will call James Gunn out if he destroys the city. And he fucking didn't, dude. That is...
And not only did he stop it,
that's so Superman, man.
Something hit the building, and he looks in. He goes, "Hey, is everyone all right?" And then everyone gives a thumbs up. He's like, "Good."
What I love about it too is he's pushing it, and the glass cracks a little bit.
Just a little.
And he looks back, and he's like, "Okay." And he does the monster breeze fire, but everyone's fine. And he's like, "We're good, everything." And then he turns around, and that's when he goes, "Hey, buddy, eyes up here," and he shoots up. And this was a little long, but he shoots up into the sky, and the monster's like, "What the fuck?" And then he comes down and takes him out. And we just get so many moments. Like, he's about to take a back step because the monster's falling, and he saves this girl, puts him on a rooftop. And I really love this. He's like, "Deep breaths, ma'am." It's so fucking Superman. And then. So then the Justice Gang, we're getting amped up. It's so good. This movie's so good. They show
up next.
So we have Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, and Hawkgirl. All three perfect. Guy Gardner played the Tool well. I think his name's Nathaniel Flemings or something like that. Killed it as Guy Gardner. Hawkgirl, I forgot her name.
Isabel Margot.
She killed it. I loved it. They also, I felt it was a little cringy, but it is comic accurate for her to screech. She does get a screeching. The screech. But they zoomed in, and she was like, ah! Like, it was a bit weird, but Mr. Terrific, amazing. Yeah. Really killed it.
The black guy that died in X-Men.
Yeah.
That's who I don't know.
Adapted this. Hey, he got his fucking redemption.
He got his flowers.
Killed it. It's so cool. And each one of them in the movie gets like their own little scene, but it doesn't feel like packed. It's perfect.
He does that well.
Yeah. And so, Gunn does that well, working with a lot of
multiple
characters.
Yeah.
And he's a team guy. That's just what it is. So, but the Justice Gang, we immediately see the difference in parallels. Superman, dude, I can't say this enough. He got Superman perfect. Superman is trying to keep the creature alive. He's trying to do everything. So he's telling the guys, he's like, hey, and like, be careful. Like, so the main scene we saw from the trailer where he holds the girl's neck and he blocks it, he then turns around, he's like, guys, be fucking careful. Like, what are you doing? Like, be careful. None of them are listening to him. They're like, oh, we got this. We get to see Guy Gardner's powers, and we definitely see how his, like, you know how Hal makes jets and shit? Like, Guy is so, like, half of his stuff is dumb. Like, he makes an eye poker that's like, it's like, what is that? What are you doing? And then he makes oven mitts. That was great.
they were discussing though how to take out the creature.
Yeah.
And then it leads up to him. Superman's like, well, I want to keep it alive.
Yeah, keep it alive. We can take it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
like
Terrific gives him this look like, Nick, like, what are you talking about right
what
now?
are you talking about? We need to take this out. But it shows his Boy Scout. He wants to help everything. And there's this one scene. This is how I knew this was peak. This was like, even with him saving the buildings and everything, this is how I know this is my perfect Superman. Is that they debalance the creature again, right? And the creature like gets pissed, so he like is about to throw his tail like a big dinosaur, like Godzilla does. And there's this little squirrel, like it's a fucking squirrel, and the squirrel's in the way because it doesn't see it. And Superman swoops in, grabs the squirrel, and lets it. And the squirrel's like, "What the fuck just happened?" Yeah. But like, that's Superman, dude. I can't even forget. He saved a squirrel.
Yeah.
A squirrel. I can't. I'm about to. I'm jizzing right now. I'm coming everywhere. It is. You can't get more Superman than that. That is my Superman, dude. He saved a squirrel. We didn't see Cavill save nobody like that. He cares about everything.
I saw a meme before we got in there about how Superman, he like noticed the bomb before Congress blew up, and he did nothing, and he's just like he's just mogging.
Yeah. And it's like, because he could literally freeze time how fast he is, and like you could just right when the explosion happened, you probably couldn't save everybody, but you know, like, and he's
go
just
like this to it to try and like do something,
and it's just like, and then he like helps two people, and he's like, I'm gonna leave. Yeah. Oh, we're not gonna get it. We've already ranted about Man of Steel, but
so
no, that was
squirrel,
Superman,
and then ultimately Mr. Terrific gets his version of like nanites or whatever in its system,
gets
and
it
blows up the
blows
inside.
up his stomach, and we get to see Superman's X-ray vision,
and he's like, because he sees it blow up the intestines,
because it's gonna kill it.
And then it falls, and then
it falls, but Superman's under it and slowly lets it down. Oh,
and then he lets it like lay on top of him, and he like army crawls out.
Yeah, it's like, it's so good. He cares so much. And then he gets up there and he's like, we could have fucking taken it to a zoo or something. Like we could have done something. And Guy Gardner's like, don't be a fucking pussy, bro. He doesn't say pussy, but he's like, don't be a wuss. And
then after that, it's
all the kids come up. The kids start grabbing him. I love that. I love that.
And he immediately just picks them up. Hey.
Yeah. And he's like rubbing their heads and everything. Yeah. And then Guy Gardner's like, because they're all looking at the billboard. But he's like, why are none of y'all clapping? And he's such a tool. And then that's when Lex
finally uses the evidence that he got, the full-length video.
So they play it for the whole world to see.
Yeah, well, he doesn't even go to Congress or whatever. He goes straight to the newsman.
The news thing.
And they spin it. Well, not really spin it because it is the truth.
It's not spun, but we thought it was spun.
Yeah. It's an authentic verification of forensic guys. Even Mr. Terrific said it is.
Bunch of languages, bunch of stuff.
So then it's translated to Kal-El, basically, being a Viltrumite or whatever. Just a simpler version of it.
It's basically saying that we love you so much. We sent you here to
lead and rule.
To lead and rule into a new Krypton.
Yeah.
Is what they were wanting to build a new Krypton.
Yeah.
And it was kind of in the sense of like, whoever gets in your way, show no mercy.
Yeah.
And
so everyone interpreted that as Superman's here to
kill us all.
Well, he's playing the long game. Yeah. He just wants to be a good guy. But
I really love how Lex said that too, because he's like, we're being groomed.
Yeah.
By Superman to kind of like just roll over when he does take over.
So then it's people like
everyone
the one.
The phones.
Yeah, this is the one thing I didn't agree with. What I told King
was a little fast. Yeah,
it was a little fast of a switch up for me, where it's like I wouldn't go.
Especially for 3 years, he's been doing this for 3 years.
And then one thing like this, I'm gonna be like, I don't know. I wouldn't switch up that fast for the whole world. A fucking guy.
It reminded me. I think I told you this. It reminded me of No Way Home.
Yeah.
Where how at the end of like everyone like as soon as he got like Peter Parker, everyone knows he's Spider-Man, but then he's like, oh, he's a murderer, and it's like. It's
like to the point where he's walking and someone throws a fucking can at him. It's like, dude, like I don't think the switch up would be that realistic, but it's.
You know what I really love though is when he went into the building and I thought
Gardner did
no. Before that, when he like sat down, I thought he was gonna punch something in anger, but he controls his feet. He's like building it up and he's controlling it because. I feel like Snyder.
Another thing that goes off what you said. Me and Kane both said at the same time. Don't break the phone, because he was looking at this guy's phone and he was fucking pissed. And we were like, don't break that guy's phone.
Because if you break the phone, you're showing your malice.
Yes.
And he's like, dude, my phone.
But he's got control over himself. And
it's so good.
Then he gets in the building, does what Kane's saying, and then you got reporters and shit outside, and then Guy Gardner uses his fucking lantern ring.
It blocks the thing.
It blocks everything like a sunscreen.
And what I really love about that is it turns everything green. We're now in a green hue. And then I love how, and Guy Gardner's a dick, but he's coming from a sense of like, he's like, I joined the Green Lantern Corps to protect this planet from aliens like you. So what's going on? And he's like, back off, guy. And that's when he's like, make a move, Big Blue. I love that, dude. Because we already know Gardner's going to get whooped. But, like, it shows that he's so confident in himself. He's like, make a move, Big Blue. I love that. I'm glad we got to see it in the trailer. But, like, then they have this conversation where Hawkgirl's like, well, like, what are you going to do? Like, what is this? Like, does it matter? And he's like, oh, you know that's not true. Like, Lex has got something behind it. And then Terrific's just like, that's...
Then he tells him it's an authentic...
It's authentic, yeah.
So
and he's done it too, like, it's authentic. And that's when you and me are like,
damn.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, where are they going with this? But Gunn wraps it up well at the end when we get there. So, now... apparently the whole world's against Superman.
Yep.
He's like, how do you get this footage? And like, because he obviously Lex has it.
Yeah.
So he goes to the Fortress of Solitude. Everything's fucked up. Yep. Everything's gone. Crypto's gone.
He's like on the ground with a screwdriver trying to fix himself.
Yeah.
And
so good.
Yeah, he dies.
He's holding him and everything.
And then he fucking, because I purposely didn't watch this scene. I knew it was released or whatever.
I saw it so many times on Instagram and other stuff, so I knew it was coming.
I didn't want to spoil it for myself. So whenever I just knew.
How did that feel though? Was it really good? Did you like it?
I really liked it. So when he came in, he says, "Where's the dog?" And then, and then I like when he's drinking the cup or whatever. The little quick comment like, "Oh, the red dog with the dog with the red cape." And he's like.
The scene leads into what's just so good. It's a wide shot of LexCorp, and then you just see like glass break on the side of the building, just and then they're talking. They're like, "Oh yeah, you know that," and then the door busts in, and he starts, "Where's the dog, Luther?" And
there's a lady recording.
Yeah, and I love how he's just like he gets up there and then he throws the disc. "Where's the dog?" He's screaming, and he gets into his face, but he like calms down again because he's like he can't do anything to Luther, and Luther he's so snide about it. He's like. "What dog? I don't know what you're talking about." And then he goes, "You mean the dog with the red cape?" And he's like, "What'd you say?" And he goes, "Huh?"
And he goes to the camera. He's like, "You heard him! You heard him!"
You know what it reminds me of? Like, rage baiting your friends?
Yeah.
Like, total rage bait of like, ooh, 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 like poking the bear. And they use media really well in this, but she's filming, obviously, like you said. And he goes, "You heard him! You heard him what he said! You heard him!" And then it goes out. I love when they do this. Gunn does this a lot in his movies where it zooms out into a news thing, and he's just like, "Superman's off his fucking gourd." And then he's sitting there and he's like, "Fucking Luther." Yeah, and
then we get, because he flies back. We get to that
scene where he's in the apartment, and he's now telling Lois, he's like,
I got it.
I have to turn myself in because he wants to find Crypto. So he's like, I'm going to turn myself in. And we have this another great moment. Dude, their chemistry's so good. Like, she's like, we're so incompatible. Like, I'm so punk rock. And then they have just this funny little moment because if you don't know, if you're not fans of Gunn's a big music head too. He's friends with a lot of rock stars. And so his soundtracks, I love the soundtrack of this. It was great. But the soundtracks to certain things that he picks out, certain bands, certain stuff. So he's like, "Oh, everybody loves the Crabjoys or whatever it is," and she's like, "Crabjoys fucking suck." And he goes, "Well, a lot of people like them around." And he gets so insecure about it. He's so Boy Scouty, and he's like, "I'm gonna turn myself in." And while this is happening, there's this like alien monster that's outside, and then Guy Gardner's using this bat and banging it. It's so funny. And I will say, one of our buddies, Christian, made a good point about. I read his thing. He said He said there were certain times where there was comedy inserted where it was supposed to be serious, and he felt that dragged it a little bit. And I would say, I guess that was one of those things where it's funny to be in the background, but I would have been fine if it was just another apartment scene. You know, like that comedy was cool, but it wasn't necessary. It's just kind of that Gunn comedy. But he's like, "I'm gonna turn myself into Luther," and so he does, and then it skips to. The scene, Ultraman just slams him into the fucking ground.
Like, is this necessary? I'm turning myself in.
Really necessary. And then we get so Frank Grillo comes back as Flag from Creature Commandos. If you didn't watch that, fantastic. He's kind of like, you have no rights. You're an alien. You're super bad. Like, you're not getting any rights here. And they take him to the boom tube, where
pocket dimensions.
Yeah, it's basically jail. Like, it's like this prison, and we get to take it on this like. Lex is a evil motherfucker. Like, we get to see that he's turned anything in this pocket dimension into his, like, slaves. And he has his ex-girlfriend. He has, like, so many things. He has, like, a reporter that wrote a bad blog about him in there. And he's got Metamorpho, or also, what do you call them? Element Man, or whatever?
Yeah,
but
Element Man.
Metamorpho. Yeah. And he's in there. And surprisingly, I did not expect Metamorpho to sound like that. He sounded more like a funny character. I thought he was going to be, like, kind of gravelly. But he like had like built this kryptonite, like he can turn anything. So he makes this kryptonite to weaken Superman to almost like a sickening state.
I like that, if I say real quick, that when he first gets into the Boom Tomb area, like to the pocket dimension, he does the whistle for Crypto again to try and get.
And he goes, "Oh yeah, your dog."
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, and we see that he like embedded his brain. It's fucked up. He embedded his brain with to see like flying squirrels.
Yeah, they're trying. He's like, there's only one way to kind of contain a dog like this, because Kryptonite's not going to be a weakness for the dog. So it's just him floating in the air trying to get squirrels. So I did like that.
Yeah, it was cute.
And then we get to him putting him next to Element Man, and he's telling him, we
also see across from him. He's like, "Oh, I keep people in check," and it shows he has his Metamorphose fucking baby, infant, and the dude next to him is like, "I'm going to kill your baby, like in front of you if you don't do it." And then they get this whole thing of like, what's Superman gonna do? Like he's now trapped. So Lois is like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like,
trying to figure out a way
gonna do? And
to
Jimmy,
find something on Lex.
Yeah. So Jimmy has
a contact.
Yeah, which is Lex's girlfriend.
But it's unknown at the time.
Yeah. And so he's like, oh, Superman's being held up in a pocket dimension. She's like, how the fuck do you know that? And he's like, you just owe me big time. Yeah. Which was so funny because you were even like, who the fuck does Jimmy know, dude? Yeah. So she's like, I need help. So she goes to the and this is where we get to see the wide shot of the Hall of Justice, and it's straight out of the comics, dude. Yeah. I chirped up pretty loud in that. I went, ooh, like I think the people below us laughed, but it's just so comic accurate. It looks so good, and so we get the Hall of Justice. We get the inside. It's all big and luxurious, and Lois is like, you guys aren't gonna do shit, like.
Yeah, so Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl are mainly
they're having an argument. They're like, no, we're not gonna fucking do anything. Like he's a fugitive. It doesn't
make sense for us to intervene right now.
Yeah.
And then Sheely's and Mr.
Like,
Terrific only follows her because he wants to piss off Guy Gardner.
Oh, and before that though, she makes a joke about his hair that we all knew. Yeah. She was like, that hair should be out of your fucking vows. And he's like, what'd you say?
What about what? What should what?
What about what? Like he's so
and he's like, what do you say? 800 and something girls would disagree with you.
Yeah. Oh, he also does another thing where him and they're all arguing about like the name, and he's just like, I have half a mind to create a fucking sledgehammer, hammer, and beat you to death. It is so funny. He's such a tool.
Yeah, so Terrific follows Lois and's basically like, yo, I got a ride for us.
They have another funny moment.
It's the funniest scene because he kicks the garage button and it's just a fucking
it's like good
regular garage.
Seconds. Yeah,
and she's like
to a massive spaceship.
She's like, you have a fucking flying sphere thing,
and
you didn't work on this garage door opening clicker.
I haven't gotten to that yet.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to that yet.
Yeah. And so they fly off into this thing, and it's so funny because in the comics he's kind of like Reed, but it's like there's no emotion. Like
he's a very intelligent.
Well, he's very intelligent, but there's no emotion. He's like, and he even says that he's like, I actually don't care about people's emotions, so don't talk to me. And Lois is like, we've been broken up a couple times, like, and he like just does that look where he's like, bitch, shut up. And then
so they pull up to the campground where the boom tube's at.
Dude, talk about aura.
All right, dude,
he
bro fucking walked in.
He starts doing his like Doctor Strange
and then you see the hologram of the trail of Superman. So he's like, this is where it stops.
Yeah.
And then the soldiers are like, yo get the fuck off the property.
Does not give a fuck.
Puts him and Lois in a force field. Lets his orb start doing what his T-spheres.
He jumps out and handles business.
Dude, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And I told Kane it kind of reminded me of Yondu, the way they shot it with the spheres and stuff.
But also just the take of like the spiraling around. And like just the one take of it and like, oh man. And here's another thing. The CGI is amazing.
It's very good.
It looks so good. And Lois's reaction, and it's so funny because you know that in real life she's reacting to nothing.
Yep.
And her acting's just on point. And it's so cool because like he has moments where he's like not even looking at stuff behind him, and he's like doof doof doof. It's so badass. Very Yondu like.
So it takes out all the soldiers, and then they get to the boom tube area, and he's like, "This is why you don't fucking create."
I love how he keeps dissing Luthor. Yeah. He's like fucking Luthor. He's like, you
and he mentions like
half this shit.
It'll basically create a black hole that will suck up Earth. So he's like, this is fucking crazy to have.
Yeah. And he's like, son of a bitch. And he's like, all right, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm hacking it, of course.
So then they get into
to find Superman.
But it turns out they can't enter the little zone area because without some type of ship or something because it'd kill them. So he sends his T-spheres in to kind of start looking for Superman.
And then while this is happening, Metamorpho is like, oh, we skipped the best part. we skipped the dude dying for
Oh,
Superman.
yeah.
Okay, so back up. We have to say this because this is great. And this, honestly, this shows the humanity for Superman. This is great writing by Gunn.
And how crazy fucking Lex is.
I know. So, before this happens, it cuts back and forth from Lois Lane. Like, this movie jumps a lot, but it doesn't feel bad. It's not, it's very well edited.
It's paced well, jumping back and forth.
But we get to this moment where Lex is like, he said, I'll be back. And so he comes back, and he's like, question time, and he kicks Superman. And he basically has the dude that helped him up from the beginning. It's this Indian dude that's like super like I'm always for Superman.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and he plays Russian roulette. Lex Luthor plays Russian roulette with this dude. He goes first question, spins it, and he's like was it who raised you or
no, that was the second question.
It was I forgot what the first question was.
Yeah, the first question was something I don't really remember, but the second question was more important because he goes, who raised you? If you're here, you were raised out here. Who raised you? And he goes, I can't tell you that.
Yeah, he's like I can't tell you that. And he's just like, Luthor, please don't. And he and before the guy, this is great. The dude, even he looks at Superman, he's like, please don't, I barely know him, he gave me food one time. And the dude goes, Superman, don't worry about it. I have no family, I really have any friends, I'll die for you. Yeah. And it's such a...
It's like, he's like, don't sell out.
Don't
like,
say nothing.
It's whatever.
Yeah, and I love that.
That's a real G, bro.
Yeah,
that's like,
really.
damn, bro.
I love that. And what's great about it, I mean, it's not great. Lex kills him. Yeah. And it's crazy because Lex like, oh, that was faster than I thought.
I thought it was going to drag out a bit, but no, second round, bam.
Immediate, yeah. And then Lex is like, and it's crazy, he has some crazy dialogue. He's just like, whoever, and he's just like, whoever, I'm going to come back and I'm going to find the people that raised you or whoever, and I'll kill them too. Yeah. And he's just like...
And then he's like, who's next? He goes, maybe I'll do Clark Kent since you always give him those interviews.
Yeah. So and Superman has a little bit of a chuckle, but then it goes into a cry. Yeah. And it's so... dude. And... So then Metamorpho realizes he's like, and he has another great self moment where he's like, I'm a very powerful, like metahuman, and he did nothing. That innocent man died because he's scared. And so he's like, can you really save my son? And Superman's like, yes, I can. Like, I'm fast enough to save your son. And so he takes the kryptonite away, but then he's like, I need to heal, like it's gonna take me some time. I need a yellow sun. And he's a yellow sun. He's like, well, I can't make a sun.
Make something close enough to it.
Yeah, and I love how he starts talking. He's like, helium, nitrogen, a little bit of this, like that. And it creates this big sun.
But while he's doing it, people are like, yo, he's fucking, what are you doing, bro? And they're trying to get the security guards' attention. They're like, yo, he's doing some shit he's not supposed to. They're like, they're gonna kill us.
Fuck those people.
Yeah, dude. But then he finally does it and then fucking explodes.
Yeah. You can't see anything because it's straight sun rays.
It gives them just enough to, go get the baby. Yeah.
And then we get this whole scene with this baby. Yeah.
So,
by the way, this baby, I am pulling a hunch right now. I think it's Martian Manhunter.
I disagree. I think
it is. I think they're gonna do some Martian shit where he grows up in less than 2 years and he's a full fucking
that's what I told him. I was like, he'd have to be quick growing up. If anything, he might be a Martian, sure. But, like, he could be. I don't think he is. I just think he's fully green and that's his dad. But...
Wouldn't his dad look like Metamorpho, though? Wouldn't he look like Metamorpho?
That's what I'm saying. He could just be green. Like, just take a green aspect.
I don't know.
If he's not...
I'm pulling a bear trap right now.
If anything, if he's adopted and he's a Martian, sure. But he's not John Jones' Martian Manhunter. He's not going to grow up and become... No.
It's close. I'm just saying, hey, shout out to Creepcast, but I'm doing a bear trap. So 3 years from now, if we get Martian Manhunter, he's like, remember me, Superman? I'm the baby. I'm gonna go, I gotcha.
It's just, it wouldn't feel right to me if they did do that, but it's
not now. I'm saying like a couple years down
No, even in the
line.
Future, really? I still wouldn't like that. I'd want him to.
That's gotta be my little conspiracy theory. It's Martian Manhunter, but we get this whole crazy scene where he's trying to keep the baby alive in the river. He's being attacked.
And then Crypto he frees Crypto, and then fucking Crypto.
This is really dope. They're about to be sucked into a black hole. Yeah. And Metamorpho's got him in like the tentacles, and then Crypto's trying to fly with it, and he holds Crypto, but he turns around and he uses his breath to fucking fly out. They use every ability he has. It's so dope. And
they get the fuck out of that situation.
Exactly. And then
Superman's just weak as fuck.
Well, what's great about it is Mr. Terrific's like, hey, follow me, and Crypto eats the fucking T-spheres, and he's like, is this a fucking dog? Like, what the fuck? And it's so funny because that's like a running joke for the rest of the movie. Yeah. But they get out, get out of the boom tube, but now it's corroded from the rift. Yep. And so Lex, like, Superman's weak as shit, so they have to go back to the farm. But while that's happening, Lex, oh dude, evil motherfucker. He's like, just open the rift. And he's like, we need Superman.
He crashes out first against his staff, and he like drops some pencils or some shit,
yeah.
and he goes, pick it up! And like 3 of them go pick it up, and then he's crashing on everybody. He's like,
and he just drops it again.
He goes, how the fuck did he get free? And they're just like, you just get to see what a tyrant this fucking dude, like the mentality of him.
Yeah, Nicholas Hoult is the best.
He just really
Lex
brought
Luthor,
it,
dude.
bro.
He fucking brought it. But I love how he's in the middle of it and he's pissed, so he just knocks it back over. And then they're like, and then he tells his girlfriend, he's like, get out of here, you idiot. And he throws shit at her. He's like, get the fuck out of here. And that's kind of what leads to shit that comes out at the end of the movie, but she like hides in a service closet.
Yeah, sends shit to Jimmy.
She's like, I'm so done with this shit. I'm gonna fucking take him out.
What the fuck is good with Jimmy, bro? She's hot. And just one weekend to get a bunch of dirt on Lex Luthor? Like, dude, what the fuck?
They don't know that yet. We gotta get to that. But like, yeah, so while they're doing, he's trying to get dirt on Jimmy, and she's like, hey, in order for me to give you this, we gotta spend a weekend. But they're playing this joke that Jimmy does not want to be with her, which is fine. He doesn't have to be with her.
No, he doesn't have to be with her. But to sacrifice one weekend?
For the sake of the planet.
To get you don't even need to know that it's for the sake of the planet. Just to get a bunch of dirt on fucking Lex Luthor for one weekend?
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck cares? Yeah. We'll spend the weekend together.
Hey.
He goes, the whole weekend?
It was for the joke.
Yeah, it was for the joke, but...
Oh, we skipped... Oh, there's so much stuff we're skipping that are great moments. Like, so, we get introduced to his... basically contact as the Lex's girlfriend, and they're in the alleyway, and she has this moment where she's just like crying to him, but she was like, Lex tortured a dog for an hour, and he's like, Jesus Christ! It's so funny. And she's like, okay, bye, I'll see you later, right? And he goes, yeah, sure. And it's so fun. It's so many good moments in this. Lex has now opened the rift. He's now, fuck this. Open the rift. We're gonna bring Superman to me. Now we know where he's gonna be next. And everyone in his staff is now like, are you serious, dude? It kind of reminds me of the Suicide Squad where Amanda Waller is like about to blow their heads off. Yeah. And they're all like, we gotta take this bitch out. Like, he's obsessed. They do the obsession so well. And they do give him another thing I love, which this is Gunn's writing. They give Lex the proper dialogue to show why he's upset. He has such good monologue of like, and he's like getting so flustered. He's like on the verge of tears of it, and he's just like brain beats brawn. Like, I've worked everything to have this, and you just show up one day. Like, he's so adamant on that. We are the people. Like, you're here to kill us.
And I like how Superman, because that's what it is throughout the middle of the movie, but towards the end, it kind of just twists of like, this is about envy. And he's like, I don't give a shit. He goes, I know it's about envy.
Yes. He's like, I'm complete. He's like, I'm not dim. I am fully aware of my actions. I just don't care.
Yeah, he's just, the monologues are just so like,
so good.
Just even the conversations on his like motivation is just ridiculously good.
It's so good. The writing, dude, I'm telling you, Gunn is phenomenal. But so we then get a great. I love the farm, dude. The farm dynamic. His mother's such a goofball. Like a southern goofball. Like, we get some moments with them here and there, but we really get a nice sit down with the father of of like him being like, hey, like, your actions are what make you you. It doesn't matter what your parents wanted you to do. Like, he even says, like, what you took from half of a message shows that you're a better man than what they wanted you to be. Yeah. And he starts tearing up. And it was really sad. I didn't tear up. I didn't really tear up. It wasn't like Guardians 3 with like Rocket or anything. Yeah. But it was like good.
A beautiful moment.
Good. Yeah, it was sad. And
then you see on the news, his mom's like, you gotta come in here and look at this.
And dude, I love this dilemma. It's great. So he sees this whole country that's being taken over by this bullshit tyrant, like this military that Lex set up, and these kids fucking put up the flag
of Superman.
And what's so good is that cities all around the Hawk Girl, see, everyone sees it, and it's just the symbol of hope, dude. It's the symbol of hope. And
Lex he's trying to draw Superman back to him since he escaped. So he fucking opens that portal shit again.
And it starts splitting the world.
And you just get to see how crazy Lex is because he doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't care.
So now Superman, Mr. Terrific calls him, and he has to decide. You have to get to Metropolis. He's like, you come to Metropolis, or we're all cooked. Yeah. So he's like, fuck. So then he gets to Metropolis. Yeah. And we're seeing it split more and more.
We're also seeing it bounce back for how the war is going. Yeah. Because I remember you and me, when we were watching it, there was a scene where, like, Superman's literally, like he's stuck. He can't do anywhere. He's getting beaten by these two people, right? And then it shows the soldiers start like fucking shooting people and like shooting tanks. And you and me both were like, what the fuck is he gonna do? How's he gonna get there? And then I mean, they saw that with the Justice Gang, but like it shows the destruction of these buildings just splitting and falling, and the domino shit. Because you were like, oh my god, like building after building after building. It was.
And I want to say through his like the people that are working for Lex kept telling him like, dude, you're fucking crazy. We're not doing this. And
it
finally gets to Luthor Corp, the building.
I thought they were gonna shut it down.
Yeah, the guy Luthor goes. And he tells the guy to pull the lever. So he pulls the lever, and it just fucking floats like the room that they're in. So they're fucking flying.
It separates the room.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even care about his own building.
So he's like, fucking destroy it. As long as we're fucking flying, we have a chance of getting Superman drawn in.
Yeah.
And one of his guys goes, well, where the fuck are we gonna land after all this?
But he just doesn't care.
And he doesn't
care.
He's
so obsessed. And that's great though. That's Lex Luthor.
That is absolutely.
That is Lex Luthor, and it shows just his obsession is so deep, but he's so self-aware because he's so smart. And so then we get this. I mean, the set is sick, like this ripped open portal, this realm of this black hole. And
I want to say, I told Kane when we were watching it, because Mr. Terrific was like, Superman, we need you. I was like, what the fuck is Superman gonna do? The world's splitting in half.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you're like, is there anything he can do? Like,
no,
is it really like he does the Spider-Man moment? You know?
It's like you might as well call me and Kanan like, hey, we really need you guys. It's like the world splitting in half. It's like, what are we gonna fucking do? Yeah.
Metropolis is splitting in half. And then we get to see another one from the trailer, which maybe you could say that a lot of the stuff in the movie is in the trailer, but like it really isn't though. It's like it's so well placed.
Yeah.
But so the building's falling, right? And he catches it, and the car, she's able to drive off. And what I really love is because realistically, you holding up just a section of the building, the rest of it would topple over. But it did. He only held it up for like 10 to 15 seconds so she could leave out, and the rest of it crumbled on top of him, which I love. He lets it crumble over him because he knows he can take it. Then gets confronted by Engineer and Ultraman, and they start going at it in this football field or baseball field.
And when he says going at it, he means going at it. Yeah, they were fucking.
It was a good fight. They were killing it. I mean, the choreography, him spinning her around, like do, like the choreography was great. Ultraman, I mean, we can speed this up a bit. So they then get through, and then he keeps hearing like he's got to get to this fucking country that's like about to be under siege. But then Luthor tells Engineer to like use her nanobites to fill his lungs. And they do. I'm like, what the fuck is he gonna do? And so he then shoots up, which I will say I think I kind of got a little lost on how it worked or how he got saved.
I know how.
But it first went up, so me and you were like, oh, he's gonna freeze him. Yeah. But then he comes back down. I'm like, and then I said, oh, he's gonna burn him up. Yeah. But then he was like, oh, with the Force. But he was protected by the nanobites, so he could have taken the Force. So it was like kill her.
Yeah, to kill her. Well, not, she can either have the option of taking the nanobites out of him to protect herself, or she's gonna die.
Which I think she did enough.
Yeah.
And then because she said that her heartbeat was still there, but she was bad. She was out.
So then they hit the landing. He's coughing up all the nanites and shit. And then we get the one-on-one with Ultraman and Superman.
His costume's ripped, and then that's when we get, which we already knew because we're comic heads, but that's when we get, and then it's David again. It's a clone. And then he's like, that's how you got to DNA. And then Luthor, being a snob's like, oh, cloning it was easy. I just found a piece of hair follicle and I was able to do it, which I think is so cliche. Like a hair follicle,
just
a
one
whole
follicle.
Clone. Yeah, sure. That could have been fucking butt hair, But then I love their fight. Their fight's so good. I mean, and through the whole time, like Luthor's screaming at it in his ear, and that Superman can hear. And I love that Superman's here, like he can hear the mic that's in the other guy's ear, and he's just like 1A, 9B, 9A, 9B, and he's throwing it through, and he's even while talking to him, he's writing down the next move and putting it behind him for them to like do the counter. Oh, dude, I loved how they did that. And we then just get this great parallel of like he's dumber than you, but he takes orders and he's stronger than you. And I really love this because in the trailer we saw he had like the eyes burn thing. He's like burnt the laser vision.
We didn't know what it was from.
Dude,
we thought,
the laser vision in this. Clean. Is it better than Man of Steel?
No. I think Man of Steel, because there's so much fighting in Man of Steel, I think he utilizes his vision a lot more with the fighting, so it just looks more. I don't know
the impact of when he went into his.
But that's like one thing. It's like if we watch Man of Steel, I feel like we could find a lot more with his laser vision, because we just saw a lot more used. Because you gotta admit,
to me it just went out, like in the movie, the impacts, the bright red, the fucking just like the like
it was
that.
good,
like,
but I just
it
something about
Man
of Steel and just that Superman in particular, Henry Cavill's laser just seems a lot more.
Like dogging him.
Like even when he's like, even Zod with his lasers fucking trying to kill the people, he's like stop, and you just fucking see everything.
Yeah. Like, but Snyder's got his style is so.
That's what I'm saying.
So
that style of it, his lasers.
Snyder's visual is a genius. Like he's a visual genius. But so he starts burning his eyes, and you can see his eyes are watering. Like it's really cool. And then we get this moment where
well, we gotta talk if you're gonna not the joke yet, because he throws them into the black hole thing, but he
no, this is way before. This is before when he goes through and he's just like, hey, he's just like brain over brawn. He starts laughing, and he's like, what are you laughing about, idiot? And he's just like brain over brawn. He calls Crypto, and Crypto fucks him up. And then he realizes he's like, oh, these cameras, that's how you're watching. So he's like, Crypto,
get the toy.
I thought he was gonna say fetch. Yeah. I would have preferred fetch. He's like, but he said, Crypto, get the toy. And then Crypto goes, huh? And then he starts eating all the ones, and he's like, that fucking dog. And he starts freaking out. And it's so good because then he starts to get the upper hand. And I think one of the best shots of the movie is when he like punches him down and he's like swollen out. And then Superman like backs up like this, the full chest out, and you see it. And it's so good. There's so many great shots in this. And so
they're fighting again.
Yeah.
And then he's like has the black hole, and he's trying to put Ultraman in that black hole.
Right.
And he fucking like dislocates his shoulder and shit, and fucking throws him.
Well, he arm bars him. So Ultraman arm bars Superman.
Yeah.
And he does that, and he's like, ugh. But in order to do that, he uses all of his strength, dislocating his arm. But since he's holding on to it, he flings him in front of a bus that takes him into the black hole, which we think he's dead. But I think
he's gonna come back as like Doomsday or something.
No. Well, no, I think he's gonna come back as the Crime Syndicate. And I think that's where Owlman, I think that's where Gunn's going. Because then he's going to go into the dimension, and he'll become the Ultraman in the Crime Syndicate. And I think they'll do that.
Okay.
Later on, though. Yeah. I think that's where, I don't think they'll just kill him. And so, then we get the funny scene from the trailer where Terrific Man's like, this ain't playtime!
Get up!
Get up! And he's like, I'm doing very important stuff right now. And, he then, we get this thing where you see it in the suit. He then puts his arm back into place.
Pops it back.
And it's like, and you see the suit move, and it's like, oh, man, good visual. But then,
they pull up to Luthor Court.
No, the Raptors come. They say, hey, Luthor, the Raptors are in. And then we get, oh my god, some of the best scenes.
That laser work was pretty good.
Yeah, we get the scenes from the trailer where he, like, comes up, Crypto starts doing stuff, and then, he just fucking punches the tube.
The twirl, dude? He grabs a bunch of them fucking 360s.
Yeah, because they're all on him.
Dude.
It's so good.
And then he 360s with his lasers right after that.
I love what he says before that, though, where he's, where they're just like, Luthor's like, good, kill him. And he's like, good luck with that. And then he flies up. It's so Superman. And then we get the laser scene.
Yeah, dude, that laser scene's fucking awesome. And it's so long, too. And then you just see them all dropping like dead birds. Just fucking.
It's so good. It's so good. And, I love also when he comes up and you see like the red and then his eyes go back to normal. And it's so good.
And we also, I don't want to skip past this part because I think it's around this area. Everyone's evacuating. Perry, Lois, and Jimmy, and like the main crew of the Daily Planet, they're staying. Perry's fucking smoking a cigar, listening to Lois, because Lois has evidence now that Jimmy has.
I love that. Yeah, and everyone's evacuating and they're still listening.
They're chilling. They don't give a fuck that buildings are falling. They're like, all right, let's get a story going.
All the stuff that Lex's girlfriend sent Jimmy was all a bunch of selfies, but then they were looking in the back and saw that, like, all of his, like, country accords, all of the stuff he was doing, the black market stuff, like, all the guns that he gave.
It was in the background of the photos.
Yeah.
Enough to gather enough evidence to prove that Lex started all this whole feud.
Started all of it.
So then, Perry's chilling, smoking a cigar, and he's like, Lois, you still got that sphere thing that flies?
He's like, yep, let's go. How many people is this hit? 6? All right, let's go.
Yeah, and then the one dude doesn't have the seatbelt. Lois tries to take off.
That's
he fucking goes back.
Why don't I have a seat?
And then they're at the edge of the building like a roller coaster. You know how it drops?
Yeah, so good.
And then it drops, like, and then it fucking flies up.
It's classic movie trope. Yeah. But it's so good. Gunn just knows how to work with teams. And what I really love about that, though, is that it's like the Daily Bugle can fight, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I always love it when they have Lois not be just a damsel. Like, when she's like, I can kick ass, too.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because you include Jimmy, you include the Daily Bugle. Yeah. And it's sick because it lets every character have a moment. And then we get to the the fighting is great. Like we get to the point where
after that, it's kind of him and Mr. Terrific pulling up to Luthor Corp for the codes.
Right. Yeah.
Stop.
And they're like, we got to stop this. And so they go through because he's like, hey, wrap this up.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we get the big scene where they're like, hey, continue the thing. We're gonna wrap this up and leave and go to the pocket. And he's like, Luthor, we have to stop this. Like all those people are gonna die. And that's where we get that scene where he's just like, they chose him, let them die. It's crazy line delivery.
And we also can't forget that when he kind of pulls up, Lex tells him, like, you can't be in two places at once. Whatever's happened in Bolivia is still happening. And then we see the Justice Gang, which we both thought they're there protecting.
Yeah. And
then Guy Gardner, he's like, sorry, Superman couldn't make it, but
you got an upgrade.
You got an upgrade.
Yeah. And awesome Green Lantern scene. Yeah. He starts flipping the trucks with fingers.
That was the scene we saw in the trailer. Was those trucks
flipping it, middle fingers, flipping this, flipping that, and he's just like he's like this. He's like. And then, I actually really like that it's more mental. Like we don't need to see him pointing with the ring and that all the time.
And then we see that he comes back, the Element Man or whatever they were calling him. So he's helping Guy Gardner.
He's a giant Mjolnir, honestly.
And fucking destroys the tank. And then we see Hawk Girl is over with the president of the tyrant country.
Yeah. Oh, she kills him.
Yeah, she fucking kills him. But we saw the scream that you were talking about.
Yeah, little cringy, but it was cool.
It's cool. And then she goes, he's like, you're just like Superman. You can't like kill me. And she goes, like, I'm not fucking Superman. Drops him. And it transitions into a drop of fucking water or whatever. And I look at Kane, I'm like, did she really fucking drop? She killed him?
Yeah, she did.
So that was awesome.
Gunn knows how to. Wonderful transit. His directing is so good. And then, so then we get in. The movie's kind of wrapped up now because Lex is
now
lost.
You're cutting back to the last argument where we really see Lex.
So they break in, and he like kind of like shoulder checks Lex into the fucking window. And then they start going through, and then the team they're like, "Hey, I can help you." And Mr. Terrific's like,
the staff is like
fucking help.
Really on board. They're like, "Dude, this is how to stop it. Like, we can give you the codes." He's like, "Motherfucker, I'm Mr. Terrific."
Yeah, I'm Mr. Terrific, bitch. And so he puts in the code and he stops it, and then Luthor starts going on a power trip again.
Yep.
And then I love the monologue of Superman. He's like, I am more human than any of you. I get scared. I make mistakes. I tried every day. I wake up every day not knowing what I'm gonna do, but I still try to do it.
Put one foot in front of the other.
But what I love about that monologue, he's just like, I just hope one day that you'll be able to see that.
Yeah.
And Luthor is like, he just won't break out of it, and he just gets into Superman's face. He's like, the government already gave me authority to kill you. Maybe not today, the next day, and then he gets cut off by Crypto, and Crypto grabs him
by the arm,
starts fucking him up, and then everyone's like screaming, and then Superman's like, Crypto, stop, put him down, Crypto, put him down. And it's so funny because Lex is screaming his head off.
Gets back up, we see his arms all fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
And he's probably going to say some more shit, but then on the news, Lois and Perry, they came through.
Jimmy publishes it.
Yeah.
And they see, and I love this because Lex only breaks down in defeat when he sees the world against him. And his image is broken because that's all he cares about. And it's so, he cries. It's a good moment. It's a really good moment for Lex because it's like, he is, well, maybe I was going to say he is human, like he still has a empathetic side, I guess. Like, he's very evil. He's very self-centered.
Only for himself.
But, like, I know, but he's very, like, he has a moment of breaking down. He has a moment of, like, I fucking lost. Like, I am who I am.
Well, it's a selfish loss. It's it's all selfish. He's crying because he lost.
Yeah, but it's, like, it's a good moment for him, though, to show him breaking down. And then David has this great Superman pose. Yeah. And he's standing there and he's smiling. And he's like, I won, Luthor. Yeah. And Luthor just has that fucking look of, like, I fucking hate you. And
after that, it kind of just goes into him flying down, seeing Lois.
Movie wraps up.
And I like how they just acted very professional. She's like, Miss Lane. And she's excited, but she keeps it composed. Right. And they go into, she's like, let's do an interview. And they go get their private moment.
And she jumps on. I love it. It's such good chemistry, dude.
And she says, I love you back.
Right.
And then they're flying in the air. And then Perry and Jimmy are outside. Perry could see them fucking flying. He goes, how long have they been together? And Jimmy's, 3 months. He already fucking knows.
Yeah, about like 3 months. Yeah, cool. And it's so funny. And then, Crypto, so they saved everybody in the pocket dimension when it was sick.
Yep.
Fucking Mr. Terrific used the boom tube to fix it so that they could take everybody out. So the ex-girlfriend, all of the monkeys that are in. Oh, that was another thing we missed.
Monkeys, yeah.
So apparently Lex found a race of smart monkeys in this dimension, and he has them tweet super shit and like all these mean things 24/7. It's so ridiculous, but it's so Lex. And it's so good because it's like it shows
how petty he can be.
How petty, dude! Yeah. It's so good. It's so Lex Luthor, and then they put him in the thing, and they're like, put your bald ass into prison. They're like, get this bald ass to prison. And we then get this great moment of like Crypto is like running with these with the monkeys and messing with them, and we kind of get this like family dynamic moment. And then we get back to the Fortress of Solitude, and he's being healed up, and he's like, oh, thanks for cleaning up the place. Everything looks good. And we get a great cameo, honestly. And then we hear, oh, I think your cousin's here. And we're like, what?
We got the parents thing, how it comes back, it wraps up. So
that's afterwards.
That's after the cameo?
Yeah. Because she's like, she takes the dog back.
Okay.
So she goes up, because earlier, when you said, Lois, like, oh, it's kind of an adopted thing.
Oh,
we're like, what? And he's like, I think your cousin's here, because we hear her, like, crash, and we think it's Crypto.
Yeah.
And then she comes in, and I think she looks great.
Yeah, she looks great.
Yeah, she looks great. She's in like this jacket, and she's just like, "What's up, loser?" Like she's being the little cousin, and it's so funny because he's like, "Hey," and then Crypto jumps in and just starts smashing her into the ground.
She's just laughing, eating it up, and they're like, "That's why he has behavioral issues."
Yeah. Because that's
but yeah, it's her dog that he's just watching for her, so it makes sense.
So much sense.
Yeah.
And I also love it where it's like, oh, where she's been, and it sets up her movie because she's like, he's explaining because the Thomason's like, I would be concerned about her, and he's like, she's fine, she just loves to party on other planets with red suns, and then he's like, oh, why? And he's like, well, when you're weak, you can get drunk because Kryptons can't get drunk, and so when you're with the red sun, it makes you weaker, so she gets drunk on those planets, so she likes to party, so it sets up her movie to where, like, oh, she probably meets Lobo on a planet. Like, she probably gets stuck on a planet, like a war planet. So that's going to be sick. And then she takes her dog, and she's like, thanks for watching them, bitch.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. And he's like, all right, whatever. And then that's when he sits back, and he's like, would you like to see the footage of your parents?
To calms them.
Yeah. And it translates instead of his original parents, who he now realizes are... I wouldn't say tyrannical. It's just their message of Krypton is not good for Earth.
Yeah.
And so he's surrounded by the Kents. Yeah. And
his
it's so
parents,
good.
the people who raised
his parents, him. Yeah. And it's like all the stuff in Smallville, like all the stuff. And then it ends with him like being held up and him flying. It's so good. And then it ends.
Yep.
And it's fucking great. And then
first cameo was him and Crypto on the moon.
Yeah, just sitting on the moon. Just great visual. Just fucking great of Crypto hugging him. And then second cameo is not cameo. Why are we saying cameo?
End credit scene.
End credit scene. It
was him and Mr. Terrific. Another thing.
It's him and Mr. Terrific, and they're looking at a building after Mr. Terrific's like putting everything back together, and Superman's like, I don't know. He's like, what? What do you mean? He's like, it just looks kind of off. And he's like, you want me to tear it apart, right? And he's like, oh, fuck you, dude. And he like leaves. And I love, he's so like dad humor. He's still just like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said, and he's just like, he goes like, darn it, I'm such a bother. So like, it's
he says I could be such a jerk sometimes.
Darn it, I'm just gonna be such a. And then when he at the beginning of the movie, where he's just like, Crypto, what the heck, man? Like, what the hey? And it's so and then the movie ends. And they don't set anything up. I think if you take anything away, it's probably Supergirl is the only thing they set up. But like nothing like guaranteed, and I think that's a good thing. So there's no promises. There's nothing you can break. But overall, dude, phenomenal fucking film.
9.5 is where I'm gonna stay.
I'm gonna stay at 10. Yeah. I literally find nothing wrong with this film. Even the little things that I think is a little weird, I think it fits this film. And I'm fine with it. I'm fine with everyone turning on him so quick. It helps the pacing. And I don't see any... This is my Superman.
Yep.
And like I said, when I saw him save the squirrel, I'm like, this is peak. This is it. This could end right here. I'm fucking fine with it. It did everything I wanted it to do and more. I called the boom tube. I will find it. I will find it. Probably in the editing of this video, I will find where I said that. Because I know for a fact I said, oh, Jay, do you think that's going to be the boom tube? And you're like, probably not. Like, that's way too far in the future. But they did it. Yeah. I fucking called it. And, yeah, I love it. I love it. Hey, we loved it. Yep. We hope that you guys will join us for the next ride of whatever Guns got set up. And it really, for this channel, it feels like a big circle. Because one of our second biggest videos is us reacting to the first channel. And one of the reasons why we started this so soon, even though we didn't have all the kinks worked out, is so that we could react to Superman and start this with James Gunn. Because we're big Gunn fans. Yep. That's just how it is. So let us know what you think. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Maybe did you get 8.5, 7.5? Was it not your cup of tea? Was it? Let us know in the comments down below. We read them. And we thank you for being one of the inmates here at the asylum, and we will see you for whatever Gunn has next. Peace.